when
The special legislative session continues at the state capitol today. There are many controversial issues facing the state of Texas. That's why we are glad to be joined by the governor himself, Greg Abbott, live via satellite from Austin. And Governor, how are you today?
Well, I'm doing terrific, Eddie. Thank you so very much. It's great to visit with the Rio Grande Valley and discuss all these issues that we're focused on in the special session, because so many of these issues can positively impact the lives of the people in the Rio Grande Valley, such as things like lowering property taxes.
I want to begin with the so-called bathroom bill because just last week, many top law officials from around the state of Texas gathered at the state capitol to speak out against the bathroom bill, and that includes police chiefs from Houston, San Antonio, and Austin. And many are saying that this bill is unnecessary. They say that the problem is non-existent. In fact, the police chief from San Antonio, William McManus, says he did a check of his department and found that there was no known incidents of bathroom assaults performed by men posing as transgender women. They're saying they can't find any. So my question to you, I guess, Governor, is if top officials from the state of Texas are telling us and telling you as their governor that this is not an urgent problem, then why the urgency from your office on this particular bill? Why the bathroom bill? Why right now?
Right, Eddie, you know, one thing that's so important is before people speak out about a piece of legislation, it's very important that they read it and understand it, because the way the legislation is written, there's no criminal law-based issue. There's no role for police chiefs or police officers to play. Sole authority is given to the Attorney General of Texas in order to enforce it, and it's a civil matter enforced by the Attorney General as opposed to a criminal matter. So police officers would never have any responsibility to do anything under this law.
And Trump has been in office for a little over 6 months now. What grade would you give him so far? A through F, what grade would you give him?
Well, obviously, I think it has to be an incomplete right now. If you look at legislation, if you look at actions he's taken unilaterally as the president on executive orders, he's done some very promising things, such as the appointment to the United States Supreme Court. Supreme Court Gorsuch is a tremendous appointee. If you look at the ways in which the president has peeled back regulations, that is why you've seen the stock market and the economy grow so much. Putting aside the stock market, if you just look at the number of jobs that have been created over the course of the past year, those are a result of the reduction of regulations, and that reduction was done unilaterally by the president. If you look at his action as a chief executive using executive action, he gets a high grade. If you look at laws passed, like the health care law that you all were talking about moments ago, that's an incomplete, because it is necessary that members of Congress work with the president to pass health care reform for the United States.
That would be a passing grade.
Absolutely.
All right, an internal Justice Department announcement today. Well, we want to get to, if we can, one last question about sanctuary cities. Many top law officials here in the Rio Grande Valley think that many undocumented immigrants may not come forward when they hear about crimes or are witnesses to crimes, because they believe they would be deported. They think this may be a big problem here in the valley, given our proximity to the border. Can you address that?
I sure can. I talked to police chiefs as well as sheriffs in the Rio Grande Valley, and they said, listen, this law doesn't change the way they do business at all. And very importantly, the law does include several provisions that protects the people that you spoke of. There are protections for victims of crime as well as witnesses of crime, that they will not be asked any questions about their legal status if they report anything to a law enforcement officer. So those concerns that you raised are specifically addressed in the law that was passed.
All right, Governor, I'm being told our time is up, but I really do appreciate you joining us. Our station appreciates it, and I'm sure that all the people in the Rio Grande Valley appreciate hearing from the governor of Texas. So thank you so much once again.
A pleasure to visit with you. Thank you so much.